What is going on, all of you mortgage maniacs out there? I'm Thomas Meister, the loan officer's agent, and in today's episode, we're going to focus a little bit more on gainers. In fact, just on gainers. We're going to be looking at specifically the IMB and broker gainers of this week. And so I'm super excited for this. Let's get into it. We're going to share screen with RETR. If you get a lot from these videos, please like and subscribe so you see all the additional videos that I'm going to be posting week over week, and share it with somebody who may get some value with it. Let's get into it. All right, guys, so we're here inside RETR, and if you're a first-time user of RETR, if you've never seen it before, you're new, then one of the things you can do is use the link below in the description to actually sign up for RETR, and I have a little code in there, and it will, let me know if you would actually appreciate a full tutorial, me explaining this today. I did meet with somebody today, a new friend, and he had shared with me that he actually only uses his company's internal lookup system, so I don't think it has all the bells and whistles that RETR does, because you're able to look up and see so much more than just look up an individual loan officer's production. You can see trends and things like that. I'm going to switch over here to, I have a handy dandy cheat sheet that I created because I extracted some data from RETR and I'm looking at it, trying to make sure I'm helping you guys. I found who I think are the biggest gainers for this week in the IMB and broker channel specifically. And it's going to be based on the number of loan officers that they added. However, let's see if adding the most loan officers translates to adding the most production, because adding loan officers isn't everything, right? So according to my research, the number one gainer in loan officers for this week is Cross Country Mortgage. And we're going to load Cross Country. And as we can see here, they gained 45 loan officers. Net gain they lost 17 and gained 62 for net 45, and they added $434 million of annualized production, okay? So let's see who's coming in and who's going out, and we're going to base this on $10 million plus producers, because a lot of people think that that's a good barometer of how attractive, how good is a company doing of attracting top producing talent. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 $10 million plus producers. And I don't see any like major trends here. So this person went broker, right? And U-Mortgage showed Jay went broker. So a big producer going broker actually to U-Mortgage. Did they make my list of top gains? Hey, we'll have to check that out and see, because maybe U-Mortgage should be on this other list that I created, but they're not. So we'll keep them as a bonus for later. So all right, a good week for Cross Country Mortgage. So now, according to my research, the next biggest gainer in loan officers for this week is going to be Lower Mortgage. So let's open up Lower over here, and we're going to see they net gained 43 loan officers and $390 million of annualized production. So big week for Lower. Let's click it and see who's coming and who's going. And a bunch of people coming from the same company. So I think that they bought this company, right? So Lower acquired this mortgage company. Let's peek. We're going to do some deeper digging into that now. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 $10 million plus producers. And since we're here, we're going to stock them now, okay? It says the last, show full company profile, not just the individual branch, okay? Yeah, they lost 40 LOs. But where'd they all go? Let's see if they all went to the same place, or if it's just like everybody leaving. No, they all went to Lower. So Lower did buy this company, okay? And who knows exactly how it happened. Merger or something like that, right? Maybe it's in the press and you can go find out. But where are they predominantly based out of? They're predominantly Georgia, South Carolina, Tennessee, Florida. Okay, so, that's a pretty good pickup for Lower, and a great week for them, obviously, because that's a lot of production to gain. Let's see how many producers are leaving. One producer left to Cross Country. We just talked about them. Oh, a couple of people went to Cross Country. Maybe they're all friends. Who knows? All right, so that was Lower, and that's our second gainer for the week in terms of loan officers gained. Now, well, I'm not going to count this next one because it says it's Zillow Home Loans, but hey, just to prove a point, Zillow Home Loans, if we open them, okay, Zillow, gained a lot of loan officers, but they really kind of service online leads, okay? So I don't know if a lot of these loan officers are doing a ton of their own business. let's check it out. We're going to look at their number one loan officer. He did $250 million. And we're also going to look at who they gained as far as picked up. So Colby here, look, Colby has no realtor relationships. So if Colby were to switch companies, right, all of these are probably leads. Oh, and he hasn't even done a deal. Is he even still, I don't know, maybe he took on a new role at the company because he hasn't even done deals in the last 4 or 5 months. And then if we switch to over here, all these people that they're gaining, this person came from, are these the gainers, right? People that they gained. Yeah, I'm curious. If you're coming in here, what kind of production are you doing? We're just going to open 4 of them and check them out. So Daniel works with this company called Samson Properties. So exclusively. So if we scroll down here, where'd you come from again? Bay Capital Mortgage Corporation. So I don't know if that company has some relationship with Zillow, then they just brought him here and said, hey, you're going to do all these leads anyway. This is all only business that you do, right, is with these people. Okay, well, that just helps prove my point. Cassidy, one of the people they picked up, she doesn't have any loan officer relationships really. Nobody's sending her more than 1 deal, so that's not really. She came from Chase, so that's why. She came from Chase, and she's going to help basically come in the company and support leads probably. And let's just, I guess we only need to do 1 more. Let's look at Neil coming in here. No realtor relationships. Well, there's obviously loans, but no buyer's agents, and that's interesting. A lot of refi, a lot of equity. He's going to come from a bank or something like that, right? High-tech lending, probably an online lending-based company, so they brought him in. So to prove my point, even though Zillow technically added 39 loan officers this week, not coming in as like one of the top companies, okay? So here's the next company that added the most loan officers. That is probably a gainer for this week, is going to be American Pacific. American Pacific Mortgage. They were ranked 16. And so, yeah, they added net gain of 12 loan officers for a net gain of $29 million annualized production. Let's look. So a bunch of these newly previously inactive, their licenses in limbo. So 1, 2, we'll give them 3 $10 million plus producers coming in, and probably no one leaving. They lost one $10 million plus producer, but they picked up a lot more people, so adds up. So American Pacific Mortgage coming in. Let's see if some of these other companies that added more loan officers though, or less loan officers, technically come ahead in the production that they added, right? So the next one, according to my research, is, it's not searching, Control F, is Gold Star. Gold Star ranked at 104. So Gold Star Mortgage adding 10 loan officers for $47 million annualized production. They only lost 2 people. So who's coming and who's going? Bunch of people from, everyone. Everyone from T2 Financial, which is Revolution Mortgage. That's just a DBA, right? Or I guess the DBA is Revolution Mortgage, and the actual company is called T2 Financial. So a whole group coming in from Revolution, and a good week for Gold Star, picking them up. And who's leaving? And where'd you go? 2 small people. So nobody, they're just letting their license go inactive probably and just moving on. Okay, all right. Let's see who's next. We've got New Res. And so it says here that they're going to gain 9. And see, they added less loan officers, but pretty big week for them. So good week for New Res, adding 9 loan officers, $72 million annualized production. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, $10 million plus producers. Their licenses previously hanging out in limbo. Probably the whole group then. All those people, coming together. And then 1 leaving, inactive, so we don't know where Kenneth has landed yet. Okay, so pretty good week for New Res. Next, we're going to have a company that I've actually never looked up before. Oops, I got to go back on this one. And so we're going to head over here to Standard Mortgage Capital. Well, let's see if adding loan officers translates to production. It does. Okay, so Standard Mortgage Capital says their headquartered or address is here in Florida. They didn't lose anybody, and they gained 9 loan officers for $42 million of annualized production. 1 $10 million plus producer coming in, and a number of other people. And interesting, some brokers. So Nexa, Barrett, and these 2 people coming from First Alliance. I wonder if any of these other people are connected with them. that are new or previously inactive. But a good week for Standard Mortgage. We haven't even talked about them before, right? But this next company is somebody we have definitely talked about. We're going to quickly pull up. Oops, didn't populate. Yep. Loan Depot. Hey, where'd you go? Oh, because it's one word. My bad. Ranked at number 10 at 19 or $20 billion. And this is wrong. I think there's production that happens behind the scenes because every mortgage company says they did way more production than's kind of like coming across here. So there's more production someplace else. But yeah, pretty big week for Loan Depot, adding 8 loan officers and $91 million of annualized production. So let's see who's coming in. Big producer coming in for NFM, 60 million. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 $10 million plus producers. Another NFM person, actually. So, and another NFM person. So probably a big, and another. So, and maybe some of these other inactive or new previously inactive people. So, they pick up from Loan Depot right there. Good week for Loan Depot. And then losses. They lost a pretty big producer who went broker actually to West Capital Lending, along with, and well, I guess I'm giving away a little bit of one of the gainers from this week on the broker side. So big pickup here. A number of people, they lost 3 $10 million plus producers. This person showing inactive. We don't know if this person went with them, but big week still for Loan Depot because of their gains. So the next company that we're going to look up, probably the last one on the IMB side, is Mutual of Omaha, right? Omaha, not the servicing one, because I think they also have servicing. Okay, so good example. It's a gainers, but they're a loser because they added net gain of 8 loan officers, but they lost almost $50 million of annualized production. Let's see who's coming in. A lot of zeros leaving, but a big producer going broker to Nexa. And then, let's see. No, that's the only $10 million plus producer coming in. So this is obviously why things are not going to be too good heading out. Oh, sorry. So they gained someone from broker. Sorry, I said that backwards, which is of note because people aren't just leaving the IMB channel going broker. Some people want more or to partner with somebody specifically, right? So I'm not going to speak for anybody as to why they're doing it. You can ask them. But let's see. They lost a $30 million producer to Edge Home Finance, which is broker. They're going to make the list. We're going to look them up. UMortgage and Edge. We're going to maybe check in here just to balance things a little bit. But lost 3 $10 million plus producers, one going inactive. Okay, so that is enough right now for the IMB side. We're going to switch over here to brokers. And so obviously one of the things that we can't do is count United Wholesale Mortgage because they don't have loan officers there. Okay, you can see they only have 20 loan officers. They do loans for other people, right? You send them loans. And Lakeview Servicing, right? 281 loan officers, but they do servicing, okay? So let's see who the biggest gainer is according to my research. Well, that's an error in the data, but it is going to be the company that we kind of already talked about, which is West Capital Lending, okay? So West Capital Lending, let's see, at probably the biggest gain as far as loan officers on the broker side. So they gained net gain of 25 loan officers and $215 million of annualized production going to West Capital Lending. So brokers, let's see who's coming and who's going. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 $10 million plus producers. And where are they coming from? PennyMac, American Financing, Loan Depot, and one from Rocket. So I wouldn't necessarily count that. Probably not counting this one. A bank, as long as it's self-sourced business. Let's look. If we want to be fair here, we're gonna look at both those people. Another Loan Depot, and yeah, let's just check out these two. See, okay. So this person coming in here is heavy on the refinance. So how much of their, and let's see, no realtors. So all this business, right? Even though it's 15 million, right? Where was it? Where's Arthur? Oh, Arthur, Federal Savings Banks. So he came from a bank. I don't think any of this was his business. So, obviously if he's coming into a new company, you can always as long as you have a new lead source, I guess you could do business, and that's true for anybody. But this is not technically reflective of business that's going to just repeat itself. Same thing for Jamie Foxwell here. Jamie Fox, $5 million of refinance business and no strong realtor relationships. This is not really business that's going to also count. So on paper, right, looks good. Probably not as good because you can't count on all of that production to like be a repeat, right? It's just production that individual closed in the last 12 months. If things were to stay the same, yeah, this would be true. But based upon my intuition, gut feeling, and historic data, not probably going to be a repeat necessarily for Westcap. So who's the next gainer in loan officers? It's actually going to be Loan Factory. But let's see what happened. So in Loan Factory, yep, gaining 24 loan officers and adding $24 million of annualized production. But let's see where they're coming from and why. So we got one $10 million plus producer coming in, and who's going? Nobody left. Okay, or no $10 million plus producer left. A lot of people left, as you can see here. But so kind of a really flat week, I would say, for the most part. Even though they added a lot of bodies, maybe a lot of these people are here to service leads and do stuff like that. So the next gainer, well, that's a servicer, so that doesn't count. So we're going to hop over to our other two companies that we saw people going to from the IMB side. Is we're going to open Edge and we're going to open UMortgage to see how many people came in, how many people left. So Edge adding net gain of 6 for also a gain of $45 million of annualized production. And let's see who's coming in and who's leaving. So two $10 million plus producers, one from Mutual, one from Cardinal. Okay. And then as far as losers, going someplace else, loss. Nobody massive, right? A bit, bigger producer here. But yeah, a good week for Edge, I would say. And then we have UMortgage. So, okay, even though we saw those other people who joined UMortgage, pretty bad week for UMortgage, right? So no net change. I guess I said this was going to be the bonus one, right? So technically a big loser of the week is they gained nobody doing a lot of business, and they lost some big people, big players going to cross country. So a good example of somebody going from broker to IMB, Independent Mortgage Bank, picking up $117 million of production going to cross country. Probably another big reason why they are the gainer or the biggest winner, right, of this week. So if you made it this far in the video, thank you very much. Please like and subscribe. It helps this video be shown to more people like you who get value from it. If you're interested in checking out RETR, leave a note in the comments that you think that a full tutorial would be helpful. If you want to use the link so that way you can sign up for RETR so you can look up mortgage data as well. I appreciate you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in next week's video.